Good evening. The global security landscape is shifting dramatically with alarms ringing louder than ever. On February 5th, 2026, the New START Treaty, a cornerstone of nuclear arms reduction between the United States and Russia, is set to expire. For the first time in over 50 years, the world's two largest nuclear powers will face no limits on their atomic arsenals, and both nations, along with China, are rapidly increasing their stockpiles. The scientists behind the Doomsday Clock have set its hands to 85 seconds before midnight, closer than ever before, signaling an unprecedented threat of global catastrophe. But the danger of nuclear escalation extends beyond the major powers. The Iranian nuclear program has once again become a critical flashpoint, seen by many observers as one of the greatest risks to world peace. Now, military strategists reportedly see a sudden opportunity to neutralize this threat. Washington has reportedly acknowledged that the joint Israeli-American airstrikes on Iran's underground nuclear facilities last June did not, contrary to earlier claims by President Donald Trump, fully dismantle the program. While a pilot uranium enrichment plant in Natanz with numerous gas centrifuges is believed to have been destroyed, the underground factory in Fordo and uranium conversion equipment in Isfahan were likely only damaged. Furthermore, Iranian engineers are thought to have moved significant material just before the 12-day bombardment. However, both Washington and its ally Israel now perceive a unique window to resolve several issues simultaneously. The regime of aging dictator Ali Khamenei is considered weaker than ever. Although mass demonstrations around the new year were brutally suppressed by his forces, leaving an eerie calm, militarily Tehran is on the defensive. It has reportedly lost allies in Syria, Lebanon, and Yemen, leading to greater regional isolation than at any time previously. This perceived weakness is why President Trump has deployed a formidable armada of warships to the Indian Ocean and is fueling up fighter jets. The Americans are said to be pursuing three key objectives. First, after decades of perceived threat from Iran's missionary Islamist regime, they aim to permanently dismantle its nuclear program. Second, they seek to destroy Iran's long-range missiles. And third, they intend to halt Tehran's support for terror groups such as Hezbollah, thereby eliminating the latent danger to Israel and to United States military bases in the oil-rich Gulf region. From the American perspective, these motives apparently outweigh the fate of thousands of Iranian demonstrators who reportedly remain imprisoned. Yet, President Trump is said to be hesitating. His advisors appear to be hoping that diplomatic pressure could still bring Tehran to heel. To this end, United States Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, following his discussions today with Ukrainians and Russians in Abu Dhabi, will travel to Oman tomorrow to negotiate with Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi. As is often the case with President Trump, things are expected to move swiftly. If diplomatic efforts fail, the United States military could potentially strike as early as this weekend or next week. Israeli government officials reportedly anticipate that an attack is imminent. The neighboring states fear little more than a war lasting weeks or months in the region. In the Gulf monarchies of Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates, currently being visited by German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, alarm bells are ringing. Saudi diplomats are reportedly working to impress upon the Americans the dire consequences of a war-torn Iran. They warn not only of retaliation from the Revolutionary Guards, which could target American military bases in the region, but even more so, they fear massive refugee flows from Iran's 90 million person population into surrounding countries. The Gulf states recall how thousands of Iraqi refugees, after the 2003 United States invasion of Iraq, destabilized the fragile ethnic balance in Syria, and how Syrian civil war refugees subsequently accelerated state collapse in Lebanon and plunge Jordan into a serious crisis. Many Iranians already have private or business ties to Qatar and the Emirates, making it easy to imagine where they would flee in the event of war. Such a large-scale American attack could plunge the entire region into chaos. The repercussions could also shake Europe, with diplomats warning of potential terror attacks by the Iranian Revolutionary Guards. Germany's armed forces are already preparing for a military escalation between the United States and Iran. Information indicates that the operational command has decided to significantly reduce the number of German soldiers in northern Iraq, with non-mission critical personnel being preemptively relocated. With the situation escalating, President Trump seems determined to finally resolve the Iranian problem. He declared in an interview that it is time to look for new leadership in Iran, hinting at regime change, a maneuver in which the United States already failed in Iraq in 2003. Calling Ali Khamenei sick and his country the worst place to live worldwide due to his leadership, Trump's rhetoric mirrors his past condemnations of Venezuelan leader Nicolás Maduro before a United States operation to abduct him. However, the Iranian regime is unlikely to be subdued as easily as the Caracas clique. A widespread conflagration in the Gulf appears to be a more realistic danger. For now, though, negotiations continue. Stay tuned for more updates on this developing story. This video was generated using artificial intelligence. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more updates. See you next time.